Hey, team.
Dave?
What's happening? Everybody is so ready to go today.
Dude, where's my intro button? Why didn't it work?
Dave, get together.
The moment has arrived.
I pushed the button. It's going to work.
This is going to be scary good, man.
I'm sorry?
We're killing it. It's Maddie Levine with my good friend Dave Van Auken. Welcome to the Fight Banana Show.
The ruthless one, Elle Dawson.
Hey, guys.
Our girl, Jillian the Savage Robertson.
What's up? How you guys doing?
Welcome to the Fight Bananas Show, 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern, only on Fight Bananas.
Okay, let's try that again. Hi, everybody.
I didn't push the button right.
God damn it,
Dave thought he
Dave.
had more time.
All right.
It's all
Pack show. What's up, guys? How's everyone doing? Lovely Tuesday. Fight Bananas Land. Loving it. We're just off UFC 310. Pretty cool, fun card. Maddie Levine, Elle Dawson. Guys, how are you?
Doing good, doing good. It's a little snowy, a little cold, a little grimy up here, but we're doing okay.
Snow. What is snow?
Yeah, dude. You've seen snow, right?
It's snowing for real right now?
I'm converted. I'm a full Floridian at this point. I'm
Oh,
going to
God.
Nebraska next week, and I'm gonna die, guys.
I'm like okay with it. I think it's because it's the only thing I know. But yeah, it was a little flurrying last night. It's already gone though, but it's like really gloomy and gross. So
You work from home. You should just come
Yeah.
live here.
I
for
know.
the winter.
I know that I'd be a snowbird at the age of 31.
Snowbird.
At the age of 31, you know you made it, man. You know you
Dude,
med it.
What a star, Maddie Levine. Dude. All right, guys. Pack show 110. Another guest is the message in L as we speak right now, live on air. But Chris Alvidrez is coming on at 110. We got Jillian coming on at 2. So much to unpack. Last UFC is incoming in a couple of days at UFC Tampa, welterweight main event. Colby Covington versus Wakan Buckley. But guys, UFC 310 just finished this weekend. We talked about it all week for multiple weeks. I had a ticky-talk that went pretty good about how the prelims. Can't say that, Maddie?
No, keep going, keep going. You're doing great. You're doing great. You're doing great, sweetie.
The prelims were incredible. We knew that going into it. They actually delivered for sure. I felt all those prelims, big fights. I know you guys talked about the Sterling and Mosarv on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
What a good card. Capped off by a big time finish by Pantoja. The co-main event I liked a lot. We'll kind of get into
Me
everything.
too.
So first take, we'll start with you, Maddie, then jump to you, Elle. UFC 310's in the books. What are you taking? What's that one thing that you have going forward?
One thing I have going forward is Ian Machado Garry went up in my book again. He was
Ooh.
down a bunch of notches, but after his performance on Saturday, he went back up again. And you know, he's one of those guys, he's polarizing. He says a lot of weird, not weird stuff, but he says a lot of controversial stuff. He's very full of himself. He loves to toe the line of confidence and ego. And it like rubs me the wrong way sometimes, but that dude is so talented and he had such a great performance against Shavkat. Obviously Shavkat got it done, but Ian, like if he finished Shavkat, that would have been insanity. That would have been insanity.
First, with that, Maddie, is it the most rise, the best upswing off of a loss you can ever think of? Like, I can't think of a better loss. Like, everyone, this is not just you, Maddie. I agree with you. I double take yours. Everyone is in love with Ian Garry since Saturday night. I know we'll ask maybe Elle, maybe she thinks different, maybe not. To me, it's like the best loss ever. People are loving what Ian Garry did Saturday night.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, I feel like this isn't the first time we've seen somebody lose, but their stock didn't go down. But
Right.
but to your point of like people loving somebody after a loss, I think you're right. It's like
I feel like his stock has went up.
Yeah,
Like,
and
not
I
even
think
went down, went up.
I think
with the
not
loss.
only because of his performance in general, but the way he responded to losing.
Yeah.
I think people are like really digging the way he responded to losing. Because I envisioned him being like, this is a bunch of bullshit. Like, I'm the better fighter, blah, 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 blah. But like,
I like Maddie's Irish accent.
yeah, that
I know,
was
so
terrible.
good.
That was fucking terrible.
So good.
But
She's in snow.
I turned him
Let
into
it
a
be known.
pirate. But yeah, I think people are just really enjoying his response and me being one of those people. So yeah, that's probably my biggest takeaway.
Cool. Elle, first of all, what do you think about Ian Garry and what Maddie's saying about Ian Garry on Saturday?
I don't necessarily disagree. I think Shavkat's a great loss to have on your record. I do kind of wonder if like how the injury has played in. We haven't really heard Shavkat talk about it. We've just heard commentary teams talk about Shavkat's injury, which typically to me means it probably affected them more rather than it being an excuse. Usually it's the other way around. If we hear like the fighter bring it up specifically, it tends to be an excuse. However, I don't necessarily think that was the best Shavkat we could have seen against Ian Garry. However, I don't think his Ian Garry's stock goes down at all with this loss.
Yeah.
Ian Garry said something today that I actually quadruple agree with. It's like he signed the contract, he showed up, he made weight. If you're injured, everyone is dealing with injuries or something.
Yeah. Which is why Shavkat didn't complain.
He didn't complain. So, but why people it's been for 24 hours. Everyone's like, oh, Shavkat was hurt. That's why he didn't look that great. Guys, he didn't look that great against Jeff Neal. Bilal Muhammad is going to run through Shavkat Rakhmonov. And no one would have said that 6 months ago. It would have been a crazy hot take. Guys, he hasn't looked great in a year or two since he's got into this high-level competition.
And Ian Garry looked good against Jeff Neal?
Didn't he dominate Jeff Neal?
It was a terrible fight, though.
Oh, no, I'm thinking Neil Magny.
He didn't finish him, so you got to give the man credit. But no one is and that's a great point, and it's definitely well taken. But my thing is the aura of Ian Garry going into the fight was a little bit privileged, a little Sugar Sean O'Malley. Everyone on Shavkat going into the fight was, he's Chimaev, he's the boogeyman, he's Umar Nurmagomedov, he's that guy.
Well, that's my issue, though. I think we do this every time somebody is the boogeyman. Instead of us looking at it and going, okay, everybody's allowed to have a bad night. As soon as somebody they don't absolutely annihilate somebody in the first round, we bring them down like 15 pegs, even though they beat somebody as high level as Ian Garry. Like, I feel like the fan base does this a lot, and and they only do it because they didn't like Garry going into if they had liked Garry going into the fight, I don't think they would have liked him more after that performance.
No,
they loved Shavkat going into the fight, so now they hate him because it wasn't he didn't steamroll Garry. Like that's I feel like fans are so fickle.
Yeah.
And that's why we're seeing this. If people liked Garry more before this fight, I don't think his stock would have risen with this performance.
My question to both of you, and you can say one answer and just leave it alone or go on 5 minutes. It's up to you guys. Who wins, Bilal Muhammad or Shavkat Rakhmonov?
Bilal.
But I thought that
if Shavkat performs the way he performed on Saturday.
I thought before that performance, I thought Bilal was better than Shavkat. But I don't think it's this. I think it's this. I think Shavkat's really good, and I think with more experience, he closes that gap. But I definitely think Bilal beats every version of Shavkat we've seen so far.
Wow. And so I guess you guys, I agree with both of you very much. I guess that's just not the take that the rest of the MMA community, the rest of the MMA media was taking. Everyone was saying this is Shavkat's division, and it was just a matter of time till he got through those steps. And I felt like Shavkat and Leon was this crazy great matchup a lot of people wanted a year ago. Right. Didn't get. Bilal ran through Leon, and now everyone thought Shavkat was going to run through Bilal. But I disagree, and you guys are agreeing with me. That's wild.
Yeah, well, I think it's a little bit to do of I think Bilal and Pantoja are two of the most slept on champions in the UFC. It's because they're not loud and, they go to decisions sometimes, but they're
always, Pantoja sometimes.
Correct, yeah. But they're just so talented, and it's they're so overlooked for whatever reason. And I never had Bilal losing to Shavkat, really. I think he's just so talented and so overlooked. And Shavkat, the fans created this persona around him that he is, as Elle says, the boogeyman, So That's a created persona. Take all that away and make it black and white. And at the end of the day, Bilal wins.
No, I agree. And I think going back to what we were saying about Shavkat being on this ridiculous pedestal, I think the reason why people thought that 6 months ago Shavkat beat Bilal isn't because they were right. It's because they just don't like Bilal.
Yeah. Yeah. They don't want him to be champion because he's boring.
And he's not even boring.
I know.
And neither is Pantoja. Like, I've never understood watching those guys fight and being like, oh, this is the worst fight ever.
You know,
like, we had fights like Chrome Gracie versus Bryce Mitchell. And people are complaining about Bilal slamming Leon on his head for 25 minutes.
You know what Bilal reminds me of? You know that kid in school that was always getting 100s and 95s and 98s and would like be like, oh, what did you get? Oh, I got 100. And so everybody fucking hated that kid in school. Like, oh my God, this kid is so annoying. Bilal's the annoying kid in school that like succeeds in everything. And you just like hate him for it. I think that's what it is.
We'll get into Mighty Mouse and Pantoja later, which maybe there was one person in the MMA media space that was putting Pantoja and Mighty Mouse together a week ago. I don't know who that person is. He might have great hair. I don't know, but we'll talk about that later. We'll get into that. I still want to go really quick, a little bit more about Bilal and Shavkat. Okay. So it's my thing. I love thinking ahead of where everyone is in the space, like trying to be first to something, if that makes sense. If Shavkat has a bad MCL, and if Bilal Muhammad's like, guys, I'm ready to go, I want to fight in the spring, like, I don't want to wait for Shavkat. Like, dude, an MCL, how long can an MCL be? That can be 6-8 months, can it? Am I wrong on that?
Yeah, half a year, I would say.
If you do it, I feel like MCLs are usually pretty quick, depending on how torn it is, and if you like, who does your surgery? I don't know. I guess I'm going off of like meniscus time frame. This is coming from the girl of many knee surgeries.
Yeah.
Meniscus time frame. I've come back in 2 months before.
Oh, okay.
MCL's a little bit longer than that, but
okay.
I could see him like not coming back to training after 6 months, but like being in a fight within like that 6 months.
Okay. Sean Sterling said, MCL 3-4 months. Okay, so then I'm wrong on this take. I just want to throw something out there.
ACL's way worse than an MCL. ACL's
crazy it would have been. What happened if the UFC said, hey, like Bilal wants to fight in April and Shavkat's not ready? And what if they go, dude, Ian Garry was so impressive in the loss and he's such a big name, they moved Ian Garry into the title shot.
It should be Usman, but okay.
I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. No.
The guy hasn't won in 2020s. He hasn't won this century.
Yeah, no. I'm cool with Ian.
But if they both lost their last fight, Usman, I thought, could have beaten Khamzat. Like,
Usman is so far removed, though. Like,
he shouldn't be, though. He shouldn't be.
No. Oh, this is fun. Hey, this is the show.
Honestly, we did forget about the fight that's happening next week. Colby and Buckley is also in that conversation.
No.
It shouldn't be. Shouldn't be, but could be.
I would rather have Leon Edwards get the immediate rematch. I'd rather have Leon give him the shot. Dude, Usman?
He was already slated for that spot. That's the only reason I'm saying that. Like, he was in there in the interim. He was supposed to be in the interim title.
But one thing this happened a lot this weekend in college football, and I know you guys don't give a crap about college football. I will give Ian Garry credit for, it was a short notice fight against Shavkat. Usman got the title shot. I'm 100% sure, I have an inside source, that Usman got the first phone call. They wanted the Usman fight. They were maybe even going to put the interim title on that fight. Usman said no. He goes, why would I fight Shavkat on 22 days notice? It doesn't make sense. Weight cut, everything, whatever. Ian Garry said, yes, I know he lost. I thought he was a really, really good fight, 3-2. And the best moment of the whole fight was Ian Garry on that rear naked choke, the best moment. I give Ian Garry that credit of stepping up and fighting it. I don't like that fighters can be like, no, I'm sitting and I'll just wait for my title shot, and other fighters are going to win, lose, or get hurt. Shavkat, too, like he fought and got hurt. He deserves that credit as well. Usman's just going to be a podcaster and get a title shot. I don't like it.
I get it. You want to reward, like, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. No, I'm for that. I'm for that. I'm just saying they were putting him in there first. Like, from the UFC's perspective, it probably should be Usman, but I get what you're saying.
Wow.
Wow.
Can you guys hear my
16 minutes. We're on the welterweight division. All right, let's
here.
go on.
Oh, I can't hear them.
You can't hear him? Okay.
No.
Oh, he woke up.
The flyweight. I'm so pumped for how Pantoja performed, how good the fight was. I thought that was an incredible fight. Loved the fight for 7-8 minutes, as long as it lasted. And 3, I love that it seems like Pantoja is finally getting all that credit, all that love, all that respect. I thought the call out of Mighty Mouse was brilliant, because why call out, and we're going to probably talk to him in 30 minutes, Brandon Royval, who's got 2 wins on him, right? Like, the call out just seems like you're bullying on someone. I thought the call out was great with Mighty Mouse. Maddie, start with you. What was your take on Pantoja that night and going forward?
Oh, well, like I said on Sunday, I was really hoping for history to be made. I really wanted Kai to win, just to shake up the division, put some spice into it.
Okay.
And just have that unprecedented moment for the UFC. Like, that would have been really cool. But obviously nobody's on the level that Pantoja is, and he just looked absolutely phenomenal.
So good.
I enjoyed the call out. And I think it speaks to what I'm saying about this division needs a shakeup. Like, we need more bodies in this division at the top of the level. And I mean, Mighty Mouse is one of the best. So why not call him out and see if he'll come back? He's not, but why not? Why would he call out Brandon Royval after he already beat him twice? And who else is there for him? So let's call somebody that's not on the roster to come and, see if they'll be down. So, yeah, I think they just need more bodies.
Yeah.
I got one for you, but after you, Elle.
I agree. And you're 100% right. The guys who Pantoja hasn't beat in a while, like you have Kopp in there, but he is coming off the loss to Makayev, who they cut. You have Kai Kara France, who's been super inactive, but is coming off the knockout of Ursig. But he already beat Kai. He beat Kai Kara France on the Ultimate Fighter. It was, like almost 10 years ago, but he did already beat him pretty convincingly. So I think that's the only fight that we haven't seen in that top 10 that we really care about seeing again with Pantoja. But I agree with you. I think the call out's perfect. I don't think people realize, like, these stats are coming out. Pantoja, in less than half as many title defenses in his overall, UFC record, he has the same amount of finishes as Mighty Mouse.
It's crazy.
And he has the same amount of, and Figueiredo as well, who was a big finisher at flyweight. He matches both of them for finishes. And I'm pretty sure he now matches flyweight wins with Mighty Mouse as well. Not title defenses, of course. Mighty Mouse, unprecedented at 11 successful title defenses, is nuts. And he is the GOAT of that division. But I think Pantoja absolutely has the opportunity to overtake him in those records and in those record books. And it's like I saw somebody is like, oh, he's choosing not to fight Pantoja. No, he's not. The UFC's not going to take him back. Like, they aren't simpatico. Like, that's not happening. Like, there's not going to be a whole big family reunion between Dana White and Demetrius Johnson. That's not up to Demetrius Johnson right now. But I do think it's unfortunate that we don't see them fight, because I think Pantoja is the guy who could beat him, just like Adriano did, which I think a lot of people forget about in one championship, knocked him out. But I think Pantoja absolutely could be that guy. But unfortunately, I don't think we're going to see that. So I feel like we're in a very interesting position, and it's unfortunate that things didn't work out between Muhammad Makayev and the UFC, because I think he's a really talented young guy in that division that could have at least made things interesting working his way up the rankings. I think Pantoja's better. I think Pantoja beats everybody. With the UFC needs to sign Kyoji Horiguchi.
Yeah.
I won't say who wins that fight. They're both my teammates. They're both my friends. Dave has learned the hard way not to ask me that question. But
she yelled at me off air, Maddie. Like she scolded me.
Why would you ask me that?
I'm sorry.
I will never ever pick between two teammates and two friends.
I was scolded off air, Maddie.
That's funny.
100%. I believe this with every bit of my being. Kyoji Horiguchi and Alexandre Pantoja are the two best flyweights on planet Earth right now.
Wow.
And they should both be in the UFC. Like they should.
Wow.
I don't want to see
a lot
them
there that both of you guys said was a lot of right. You guys are spot on a lot of this. For one, absolutely love the call out, the great call out. The reason the number one reason why the Mighty Mouse fight won't happen is that the UFC, I think, is definitely scared of like, crap, what if Mighty Mouse wins? Like, then he ruins what Pantoja has done, this dominated Pantoja. Right. Then who's going to fight Mighty Mouse? We have to pay him again. Yeah. So that fight is never going to happen. And let me say this. I do think the fight of spring, early summer will be who's coming out in 20-25 minutes. I think we will see Brandon Royval versus Pantoja. I think Royval is definitely keep on progressing in his career. I know they fought a year and a half ago, pushing 2 years, but I think Royval, two great wins, one Brandon Morano. So I think Royval is next. The one fight that no one is really mentioning, we posted it yesterday, and I think it's the sleeper fight of the division. We just saw Figueiredo fought Peter Yan, bantamweight division, close loss. Figgy, one of the great flyweights of all time. What happens if Figgy comes down? A Figgy versus Pantoja rematch now in 2025 would be epic. I think that would be really cool.
I don't think Figueiredo can compete at 125 again. I think he's
You're probably right. You're probably right.
Big. And we've seen what he can do when he's not killing himself to make that weight. I think a more realistic approach is Pantoja trying to become a double champ at 135 than Figgy coming down. I just don't think, and honestly, we saw this with Kaya Sakura. He was saying like, I was weak. Like imagine being weak the first time you've ever cut that weight in 7 years. Imagine that. Like, I feel like we would run into a similar scenario with Figueiredo. Yeah. I think he'd be a shell of what he used to be.
Why are people on social media in the comments are so inappropriate?
It got really weird, but not how you'd think on Sunday.
Yeah, on Sunday it got real weird.
But really? Yeah, not how you think.
It was the first show on Sunday I missed like in a year and a half. That's funny.
Do yourself a favor. Don't read the comments.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm surprised our man Randy isn't back in the comments.
Yeah, where you at, Randy?
Seriously.
All right. I really missed that. I guess.
Thank you for contributing a good comment, Huevos.
Yeah,
we appreciate that.
Before we go too far down the card, and we got UFC Tampa coming up, Royval coming on in 20 minutes, G coming on in 35 minutes. I have a question for both of you guys. Graphics. Maddie Levine, who is the show stealer of UFC 310?
Ooh, it was, hold on. Sorry. Hold on. I have it. I loved Choi Doo-ho's performance.
Doo-ho Choi?
Doo-ho Choi.
Yeah.
Damn it.
You had like a video or something?
Doo-ho Choi. Huh? No, I just wanted to make sure I was pronouncing his name right, and I fucked it up anyway. So,
the Korean Super Boy or Korean Super Kid.
He
was awesome.
I think a lot of people had him losing before the fight started, and then the fight started, and he just fucked up his opponent, and it was so much fun. It was such a good performance by him. The Korean Zombie was in his corner. Like such a cool moment. I thought he was the show stealer. I thought he had a phenomenal performance.
Sorry, I'm not laughing at you.
I know. Oh,
it's so great.
No, I agree with Maddie.
I agree with Maddie too.
I agree with Maddie. I thought Doo-ho Choi stole the show, and I said that fight had fight of the night potential about 2 weeks ago when we were talking about this, and it definitely. I will admit I thought the rest of the main card besides Pantoja was a little lackluster personally. They weren't the best fights, but Doo-ho Choi definitely started off the main card with a bang.
You know who had one of the best nights at UFC 310? John Jones. Because if that man leaves the heavyweight division and Tom Aspinall has to fight a Volkov or a Gane. Both of those guys stink. Both of them are bad heavyweights. Is that the next guy for Aspinall? Just bring Struck to John Jones. Pay him whatever he wants. We cannot see that title fight. We can't do it.
No, I agree. We have to see Tom fight Jones. Hi. Hello.
Yeah.
We have to see Tom fight Jones. We 100% have to. It is the only way to cement a new superstar for heavyweight.
Yep.
That was such a bad fight.
It was
and
so
they
bad.
got the wrong winner.
Wrong winner. Bad fight. Cyril Gane has such a weird attitude. Like, okay, you broke your foot. Why are you mad at everyone else? Like, so bizarre. Like, the attitude was so weird. Like, you know, we've lost fights before. You know, you get upset with yourself, whatever, or like you win the way you didn't want to win. That may upset you. Why are you getting mad at everybody else? Like, so weird.
It was a strange reaction. Maybe it was just.
And listen, if that man had 1% of IQ in him in the MMA space, this is a entertainment thing. He could be next for Tom Aspinall. He stays in the middle of the octagon and be like, I easily won that fight. I am the best heavyweight in the world. I just beat a man with 1 foot. I'm the greatest. It's like, holy crap. It's like, I almost would like that. He would become the bad guy, the heel. He's walking away from my time with Joe Rogan when you could be the #1 contender.
Yeah,
it's
idiot. What a
I understand like the heat of the moment, but you have to that's why building your brand is such an important part of this sport. Like, this is not the NFL. You cannot have the personality of a wet paper bag and be a superstar here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not possible.
Yeah. It was such a diva moment. And Sean, to your point, like, he hated his performance and thought he lost. Sure, maybe. And even if that's true, you fucking fake it. And you don't let the cameras see that you're upset. Or admit, like, that wasn't my best performance and I still fucking won, bitch. Like, blah, blah, blah. Like you gotta do something with it. I
just beat the #1 contender with 1 foot. Imagine what I'm going to do to Tom Aspinall.
Right.
Cool. Okay. I'll buy the pay-per-view. I'm sold. Like
I am a big fan of Tom Aspinall. I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. We need to give him, and Elle and I spoke about this on Sunday. Like, we need to give him that big moment of get the Fairweather fans that love John Jones and are going to watch it regardless. Let Tom Aspinall win, and then those Fairweather fans are going to stick around to root for Tom.
No, 100%. Or even if Tom doesn't win, but he loses a war with the greatest of all time.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah. I don't think, honestly, you're right for this one. I don't think John Jones can have a war in 2025. I just don't think he can. I think he will lose or win. He's not having a 5-round war in 2025. That maybe is a hot take. I don't know. My thing is, if John Jones sits on his mountain and go, no, Dana, I'm not doing it for less than 30. What are they going to do? I'm not even trying to overblow this or hyperbolic the situation. What's the championship match we see in 2025? Who does Tom Aspinall fight?
I think he smashes everybody else. Yeah. And the issue with heavyweight is I can't think of a new exciting heavyweight on the scene that's real young. We were so pumped that Robelis de Spain was this monster and he looks like an athlete, and he just didn't pan out, right? He just didn't pan out.
No one was excited for that guy.
Before he was in the UFC, they were.
All right.
But
Dalton Almeida, but he is less worthy to watch than Bilal Muhammad. What are we doing? And then
Dave is such a hater.
Bilal?
I think what the UFC needs to do is focus on a couple of divisions to start really building some fresh crop of talent. Like the flyweight division, the heavyweight division. They really need to focus, maybe have Tough be a heavyweight division coming up next or something. Just something.
There's just not big guys out there. There's just not.
And the heavyweight season of The Ultimate Fighter was one of the worst Ultimate Fighter seasons we've had in recent history.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then I hate to say this, PFL does have some decent heavyweights, so it kind of takes away from the division. It's just, and a lot of them are old. Stipe's done. John's about to be done.
Yeah.
Derek Lewis is about to be done. Like it's a bad spot for the heavyweights.
I think it's just a bad season. I think we forget too that like every weight class kind of goes in waves.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're always the waves for like featherweight, lightweight, welterweight, bantamweight are going to be smaller because those are the most populated divisions. You're always going to have the most talent there because that's what most people weigh. So your outskirts are always going to be a little bit thinner, but I think we're just in such a bad season for heavyweight. And it's such a shame because we were getting so excited about Tom Aspinall. And then we realized that Tom Aspinall smokes everybody that's not named John Jones.
Yeah. And this is probably the right answer, but that's amazing that 19 people are going to watch that fight. Okay. 19 people are going to watch that fight. I'm sorry. All right.
Maybe they need to pull some more one fighters along with DeRitter. Everybody seems to be leaving one. Mike Mizumichi was like one's golden calf, and he said he's out with the UFC Fight Pass.
Yeah.
So something is going on there. Something is in the water at one championship. I think maybe the UFC will be getting some more.
You've known this for 9 months. Come on. Come on.
We don't know. Well, the problem is we don't know exactly what's in the water because nobody will talk about it. Everybody's like, I have the scoop. I'm going to tell every media outlet what's wrong with one. And then all of a sudden they go radio silent. It's happened like 4 or 5 fighters.
NDAs.
Crazy.
They're bastards.
Wild. I need to know. I'm dying here.
Maybe been a
We'll know in like 5 to 10 years when that NDA expires.
And
then there's going to be a big Netflix documentary about the inner workings of one and why it failed. Calling it right now.
Maddie's
going to direct.
Yeah, baby.
Dude, shout outs to Mozart, Chase Hooper. I know Brian Battle missed weight, but I thought that was a good fight.
Luque.
Dude, Dominic, Luque with maybe the performance of the night. Dominic Reyes is back. Like, there was a lot of good.
Oh my God, we didn't even touch on Anthony Smith, guys. Somebody
tell Grant he should order a few pizzas, huevos.
Yeah,
dude, he would be dominant. Dude, Grant Dawson at heavyweight, him versus Aspinall, 2026.
Oh my God.
What would Grant even look like at heavyweight? 5'10", but twice as wide.
Oh my God, Butterbean.
He would look like Crow Cop.
He would look like Butterball. Butterbean, was it Butterbean?
Yes, Butterbean.
Are you trying to get a picture of Butterbean up?
Oh, I got it.
You need to like Photoshop Grant, but
well, dude, I'll be on Fight Bananas tonight. Don't worry. Got me so hyped. Yeah, Luque was awesome, dude. There were so many great performances. The UFC's right 9 out of 10 times. I feel like they were so wrong in UFC 310. What, Maddie? Show us the picture.
I know. Hold on.
Because
now I'm just picturing.
Are you photoshopping right now, Maddie?
No, I'm not that fast. I'm just picturing Grant's face over this.
On Butterbean? Oh my gosh.
Dude.
Yes.
I see it.
Dude,
you gotta do it. I'm gonna throw him on like a fat filter and make it happen.
So funny.
Dude, please do it and send it to us. We'll post it ASAP.
Oh
Dude,
God.
Grant Dawson. Oh my goodness.
Chris Barnett Dawson. I love Chris Barnett. I wish Chris Barnett was like higher up in the rankings because he's fun. He's like the one heavyweight that I get excited about.
Dude, I'm not even joking. Grant Dawson would smash Cyril Gahn right now. Like winter of 2024. We need
a new Cain Velasquez. That is what we need.
Dude, Grant loves Cain. Just say Grant.
He is, but he's lightweight Cain. We need a heavyweight.
Why do you fight in the lightweight division? It's so hard.
Where are all the jacked heavyweights?
Mm.
Where are they?
You can't take PEDs anymore. That's another point. People haven't been saying this. It's the truth.
What
you can't be on PEDs. Like,
incredible.
Oh, dude, the Crow Cop days. Dude, Brandon Schaub told me some great stories about some heavyweights.
Yeah. bring back PEDs. Bring them back.
But just for heavyweight. Just
bring the juicy juice back.
Fuck it.
All right.
Baseball used to be better. MMA used to be better. Come on.
No, like everyone was saying, I'm not really. No, Kennedy didn't. He's on the first prelim of the night. Like, he's a light heavyweight. Come on. What are we doing?
Guys, can we, but like, honestly, like, wellness check on Anthony Smith. Like,
No.
Yeah.
yo, dude.
Sometimes-
I really feel for him, honestly. Like, he does not seem to be in a good spot.
Like, this is one of those people, and I pray to God I'm wrong, but this is one of those people where we're going to see a terrible headline in a year or so if something doesn't change. Like, this man is not well.
Maddie.
This is not the first fight where he said some weird shit.
Some weird shit. And I will go double down on that, but on Sunday, we went to a Christmas parade. Me and all the kids, and they're throwing out candy to all the kids. It was the best Sunday ever. They're loving it, and they're just eating candy. So as a parent, Susie and I are like, kids, you have to stop eating all this candy. The UFC has to go, Anthony, you have to stop fighting. Like, this is over. Dude, you do commentating stuff for us and broadcasting stuff for us. We'll send you a big check. Hopefully you put away some money. Like, this is over. Like, it's not up to Anthony Smith anymore. I'm sorry. Like, I'm taking it out of his hands.
I agree. And part of me wonders if the UFC is just now figuring that out, because up to this point, Anthony Smith has been the guy where if there's a hole in a light heavyweight fight, he'll fill it.
Yeah.
Like he will. He's fought he doesn't shy away from any fights. He might say some weird stuff before and after, but he'll fight anybody. And so I wonder if they're finally getting to the point where it's like, okay, he really shouldn't be. Yeah. On paper, you're attacking Anthony Smith's family. That's probably the best comment of the day.
I know, it's really funny. I was going to do it. I wasn't sure.
I'm sorry.
That's
I had to read that. No, and I know he said he probably will retire, and I agree with you, Christian. I don't think he will. I don't think he has much. I think he needs to sit at the desk with Rashad Evans and do that. And I think we kind of went through this with Paul Felder too, where Paul Felder needed to be done, but he knew he needed to be done. And he made the right decision. Like, he was like, he even said it. He came out, he's like, I want to be able to go home and hug my children and know who they freaking are, And I think he had the wherewithal to be able to remove himself when it was time. And that's where we were at with Anthony Smith. And I hope he has that wherewithal. And it's hard when he's lost somebody who probably was a voice of reason in his life.
Yeah.
Just a few weeks ago. So,
hey, Chris, message us on Facebook or Instagram and your address, and we'll send you a free card, dude. Your comments are unreal. We got Valentina, whoever you want. Send us who you like, who's your top third favorite. We'll send you a free UFC card. When you have comments like that, Chris, we'll put you up. We'll put you on a pedestal. Oh man, Anthony Smith, just like it's done. Like, he shouldn't go to the PFL. They should stop it. Bellator doesn't fight anyway, so that's out of the picture.
I just hope I hope he's getting help. Like, I hope he's getting mental help. Yeah. Like, that's shit's real, man. Like, that shit's real. So hopefully he's doing okay.
All right. I feel like I don't want to go to UFC Tampa. Brandon Royval's coming on in 4 minutes. Should we kind of stay on UFC 310 or? Yeah, no, I got some for us. So last week we kind of hit on UFC 311 a little bit on the fights. How cool on the broadcast they mentioned UFC 312. I don't know why. I love it. It's Sean Strickland and Dricus du Plessis in the rematch. Co-main event, Weili versus Tatiana Suarez. I love these fights. What's your guys' take, Maddie? Start with you.
Yeah, super fun. I mean, I think the first fight with DDP and Strickland, it was a split decision. It was nice and close. Like, why not? I think it makes the most sense. I love that DDP, kind of clarified to his fans. He was like, listen, I wanted Khamzat, but I will do whatever the UFC says. And I will do whoever, comes in front of me. I mean, when a fight is that close, why not do a second? Why not do a rematch? Love that. I'm a huge Weili fan. I think that's gonna be a super fun fight. I don't think Tatiana is on Weili's level yet. I don't think anybody's on Weili's level. So I don't think that fight's gonna be as crazy as people want it to be. But I think it's gonna be good.
I love that take. I don't think it's going to be a crazy fight, but I do see Tatiana's, again, way of victory. Like, I see she's going to wrestle, out-grapple, kind of be the bigger, more dominant woman. Will try. Like, that's what she's going to try to do to Weili. Elle, what do you think of the main and co-main event, UFC 312?
I think Tatiana makes this super interesting. I really do. I think that the main problem with opponents who have fought Weili in the past is that they don't have the wrestling
Yes.
to compete with her. Like she uses it so well. If there's a close round, Weili is shooting towards the end of the round. Like her fight IQ is there. She makes such good decisions. And I think that's what makes this fight so interesting, is that she may not have the edge there. I actually think she'll have the edge in the striking, personally. So I think this fight's a little bit closer than you guys do, I think. But I do have Weili probably edging it out.
No, I have Tatiana winning. I have Tatiana Torres winning.
I meant Maddie. I have this fight a little bit closer, I think, than Maddie does. But I do think Weili gets it done. I just think the experience overall and Tatiana's consistent injuries, I think that I don't know that we'll ever see the best that Tatiana could have been, unfortunately. Like she's she's young in how many fights she's had, but she's not young. So it's unfortunate that she was out so long with her health problems and her neck and everything. So I do worry that I worry that she's not going to quite have it enough for Weili. But I do think she has the best wrestling by far in that division. I think her wrestling's absolutely phenomenal. The length, I think, could pose a really interesting difficulty for Weili. But I think Weili's explosiveness and range control is going to be superior to Tatiana's. I'm not that excited to watch Strickland and DDP fight again.
Wow. Hot take city.
I don't like watching them fight. I don't think it's enjoyable. DDP is not boring, but he's not it looks messy and bad, and
it's fun.
I think that's why, but like, I think that's why I like watching him.
So bad. And then I think Strickland's really boring. I think he's a really interesting person
outside of the cage.
Really boring fighter.
He's a very safe fighter. He's a very just like, I'm going to do.
I did not enjoy watching that fight.
I felt like the first fight was really good. Dryden can't make a boring fight. I feel like he's just so different and like
different's a good word.
Sloppy.
I love watching DDP. I love watching him because I feel like at any moment that dude's about to pass out from exhaustion or get knocked out, and then it never happens. He's just like, and he just never ends. Like,
he's just not my favorite. I just don't. I don't enjoy watching it. I enjoy.
He looks like he's about to die at any second, and I am in it. I'm like, it's now. It's now. Oh no, it's not.
He fights like a nutcracker. I like that, Huevos. I like that comparison. He's very stiff. He's a very stiff guy. Like, I don't know. I just don't enjoy watching him fight. I'd rather watch him fight Khamzat. I think it's more interesting.
That is so funny.
I prefer watching. I know that I am not the same as every other average MMA fan, but I would so much rather watch a fight like Movsar and Aljo in technical scramble upon technical scramble than the messiest 25 minutes of striking I've ever seen in my life.
No. So, but this is I agree that the Movsar Aljo fight was great, but to me, there's room for all of it. I love vanilla ice cream and chocolate ice cream and strawberry. I love chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream. Like, I love it all. Like, to me, he's so different. Like, it's like once every half a year, I'm like, what the hell am I watching? And then he wins every time too.
I know, and I don't dislike him. He's a very likable guy. I hate that. Like, when I watch fights, I look at it and I look at it from a technical perspective, and I enjoy that. I enjoy breaking down the techniques. What can I use? What can I use to make my game better? What can I appreciate in this person's game that I can't use, but I can appreciate the technique behind it? I don't understand what DDP's doing and how he's winning. I just don't understand it.
Because he does what you're not supposed to do.
Exactly.
Like, I think at a professional level, you get to the point where you're playing chess with your opponent. So you're guessing what they're about to do and you're kind of reading the play. You can't read a play with him. And that's why he's so good. Like, it's just like, it's one of those things where it's like, does does Sean Strickland throw everything correctly? No. Does Alex Pereira throw everything correctly? No. But it works for them, so why fix it?
But there's at least a technical explanation for why it works for them. Like, Izzy throws strikes that don't work for most people. But if you look at him and the way he generates his force and the way he places it, it makes sense for him.
I mean,
can't figure
all I'm
DDP
saying
out.
is if anybody else throws a calf kick like Alex Pereira, you're gonna break your foot or your shin.
Not necessarily. I think he is capable of teaching other people how to calf kick like him. He does it. There's a whole. I bought the striking seminar. I brought his striking instructional online.
The point I'm trying to make is
no one can learn how to fight like DDP. You can learn.
That's why he's champion. I think. That's why he's
that's
champion.
Fair. No, that's 100% fair. Yeah. I just don't enjoy watching it as much.
That's fine. 22-2, and then he's 8-0 in the UFC. You ready for this one? Derek Brunson, Brad Tavares, Robert Whittaker, Sean Strickland, and Izzy. Like, his run has been incredible.
Insane.
Incredible run by Dreykus. Incredible. You know who else has had an incredible run? All right. How about the number one contender for the Flyweight Championship? 17-7, 32 years old, 7-3 under the UFC banner. The Raw Dog himself, Brandon Royval.
How you guys doing?
What's up, Brandon? How you doing, man?
Good. How you guys doing?
Doing good. Let's just start right there. You were there, UFC 310. You saw the main event. What was your take? And why didn't you jump in the cage like Bilal? Like, why they should have had a Royval, face off with Pantoja.
Moment.
Because unfortunately for me, security did know that I wasn't the champion, and they're like, "Whoa, slow your roll." So I did jump the bridge, but it's like, what am I gonna do? I'm not gonna push past security. I'm fucking tiny.
Yeah.
And know your limits. But also, it's like, I actually really like Pantoja, so it's like, what am I gonna do? Jump the fence and then fucking be like, "Hey, brother, good job."
Cause the scene, for no reason.
Yeah. That was all. I was just happy for him too, So it was just one of those. I was like when they let me go and crossed, because I did go up and like go up to him. I just like, you're fucking amazing, man. Like, you're dope.
He's a very likable guy.
I know. And I wish I was more. What is it like a shit starter or like anything? But like, to be real, that's not him, and that's not really me either. So it's like, and to be fair, man, it's like I really like Pantoja, and it's really cool. Like, I was thinking that this weekend too. Is just there's so many things that it's like I like. What is the word? Like I like idolize about him almost. You know what I'm saying? Of just like. He, like when you watch a fighter like that, and sorry to just be getting into my own tangent right off the bat.
Love it. Keep going.
When you watch a fighter like that, it's like I see a guy that really just had no easy route ever. I feel like his fighting style alone isn't like super pretty. He doesn't have like he has a fighting style where he's gonna take damage. He's gonna walk into some shit. He's gonna he's not taking the easy route of things. You see some of these strikers, they're long distance, they run around, hit, boom, 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 I'm out, boom, 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 very pretty, very all this. I don't think Pantoja is pretty at all, and I feel like his style, he's gonna walk into some shit. He's gonna endure some things, and he's gonna have to push past it 100%. And it's like, that alone is just something I respect from him. Then you watch him and like, I see him with his wife, and then I see him with his kids, and I see all that stuff, and I'm just like, damn, that's a great man. You know what I'm saying? And there's so much things that I'm like, wow, I just really just look up to that guy and about it, and I know I'm supposed to be out here like advocating a fight, but I'm just like, well, how cool is that guy? And I really suck at that aspect of this sport, but that's just my truth too. Is just like I watch him and I'm like, damn, that's just fucking who I want to be a little bit, of just like I don't have the prettiest style. I think my style's a lot prettier than his, I'm gonna be honest. But that being said, it's just like he makes it work for him and he gets it done, and that's really what a champion in life is all about. Is just, not only is he a champion in the cage, but in life he really just fucking pushes through and shows a lot of greatness about him. And it's like you see him in these second rounds and you're like, that guy's gassed. And it's like, you didn't see that in this fight because it was just kind of like one-way traffic. But you're like, damn, that guy's gassed already, and he just pushes through. And it's like, I can see that he's gassed, and it's like I could feel it when I fought him. I was like, oh, he's tired. And both times I fought him, I was like, this guy's tired. And he still just finds a way, and he finds it himself to go push through and find a way to be a champion, and you gotta love that.
I love that. I love how real you are and not being fake. There's maybe a guy in the main event coming this weekend is maybe doesn't comes off a little fake. So I like that, how real you are for sure. Maybe is a dumb question, Brandon, real quick. In the media side, a lot of people were maybe rooting for Kai to win this fight. So like it would just be new infusion in the flyweight division. Your take, were you rooting for Kai? Were you rooting for Pantoja? That's not your thing to root for someone. You just want to handle your shit.
Yeah. No, I kind of felt that too. It's just like, I think if Kai Asakura wins, it's the best case scenario for me. If I'm being 100% honest, like it makes my life, like I'm almost, in my opinion, if Kai Asakura wins, I'm guaranteed a title shot. Pantoja wins, I don't know what happens, I don't know what's next for me. So I'm kind of sitting there like, I'm training for whatever. I really hope one of these 35ers drop down. Henry Cejudo or figure eighter, that would be really dope, like that would be ideal for me in the sense of like, I want to fight someone new too, bro. I've been dusting the top 5. I have everybody in the top 5 that I've already beat, and it's like, I'm in a weird situation where it's like I haven't beat the champion, but I've beaten everybody else, and I'm still in the number 1 position, and I just I don't know what's next for me, if I'm being 100% honest. But if Kai Asakura won, it would ultimately benefited me, like if I'm being honest. But I mean, I didn't really want to see Pantoja lose either.
I feel like we've kind of run into you talk about everybody's kind of like, you and Pantoja both are the nice guys here. I feel like that seems to be a trend in the flyweight division. Like you fought Brandon Moreno, another super nice guy. Yeah. Is there anybody that you see that's kind of like managed to play the heel that you think it has generated some buzz in this division?
I think everybody that shit talked or like, that was running their mouth about me has never really made it past the top 10. So it's like, I've had a lot of people talk shit. Like I know Cody Jordan said some shit. I know Albazi's talked some shit, and I, what I'm saying? Like they just never really got to me, So it's like, how y'all gonna hate from outside the club? Y'all can't even get in,
Here we go. We got a little coming from Brandon now.
Yeah. But it's just like one of those like, what am I gonna do? Entertain that? Like it doesn't matter, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. As far as like the top 5 goes, it's like I really like all these guys. It's like I like Car France. I like Moreno. I like Pantoja. Yeah, Usyk seems really cool. I've never known him, but he seems cool.
Yeah.
So like,
I have a life question for you because, dude, you had an insane October when it came to like stuff happening outside of the cage. I mean, witnessing a shooting before UFC 307, doing CPR on somebody after a car accident. You said you were threatened by crackheads. Like stuff was going on with you in October. Has November and December, did they treat you any better than October did? Like,
I almost got hit by that water bottle in that Russian in that Diaz thing, but like that was really cool. Like I was stoked on that.
You said that you are a bit of a shit magnet. Can you?
Oh yeah. Everywhere I go, it's like my whole life though. Like it's always been some shit like that. Like if something bad happens, I'm usually like right there. But something bad happened right there, I'm right here. So I've never been like. It's nothing new to me at this point. It's like it ain't even the first time I've done CPR on that street that I was on. So,
wow.
So it's just
thought about moving.
Yeah. No, I'll just avoid that street. I don't even know. Like, I don't know if anybody. Do you guys know much about Colorado?
Honestly, no. I've been to Denver and I've skied there a few times.
I'm a Florida guy.
I know
even if you guys watch South Park, there's like this famous street in Colorado called Colfax, and it's like I live kind of right off of it, and that's where like Casa Bonita's on that street. There's like a bunch of little things that are on the street, but it's known for like prostitution, drugs, all the above, and that's my favorite wing spot. There's also good food there, Yeah. I'm a late night person, so it's like I'll go get finished practice. Like it'll be 9:00 in Colorado, everything's closed. So I'm like, need to go grab some food. I got to jump on Colfax, and you see some crazy shit, you know? So,
yeah.
So I just, I put myself in a little bit of bad position sometimes too, but
Obviously, you've been in Colorado a long time. I know a lot of changes happened within your camp and whatnot this last year. We talked a little bit about it at the PI. I don't know how much you want to talk about that on here, but can you elaborate on that some and how that changes have affected you?
I mean, I feel like it's done nothing but affect me in a positive way. I've done a really good job in Colorado of, I feel like, and this is something too, is like Colorado's such a huge MMA scene that I feel like some people get stuck on the idea of like, it's this gym versus this gym, and it's like this versus that. And it's like, I've never been one of those dudes that thought locally. I've always wanted to be something bigger than that. So it's like, I've never beefed with any of these like local guys in Colorado. I've always rooted for them, openly rooted for them, gave them their graces off of losses. I'll text them or shoot messages, you know, and like, I've never like been like, fuck this gym, they're our rivals, you know. I've never been like that type of person, especially in the local scene, because I'm like, we're all gonna need each other. And I've always thought it was weird that I would be at like one gym and they wouldn't allow cross training, you know. And it's like, I feel like that's such an insecurity thing that it's like, you know, you got to get past that. So, I'm glad that when I left this gym, I have a lot of openings everywhere else of like, you know, I could work with these people from here. I could work with these people from here. And I've had such a good relationship with the coaches and the fighters for so long that it's like, it's never really led to conflict. And in the whole entire time, I have my own little team that we run through. We work with each other. So I work with them on a daily basis and I'll outsource with other teams. So it's actually been, if anything, way better. Like it's been such a better scenario. I get a lot more private work. I get a lot more of like all eyes on me because I still work with such a small team of 3 fighters, you know, 3 or 4 fighters and like 2 coaches. Our team's 2 coaches and 3 fighters. So it's like we get all the private looks possible, you know, like, and it's all like, all that. So it's like I feel like as of right now, we're like the little pretty girls at prom. Everybody wants to try to date us. You know what I'm saying? And it's cool because it's like, hey, I'm gonna play the field. You know, I'm playing the field right now, and it's like our team's really cool. And like I said, I have such a good working relationship with all these coaches for years that it's like I'm welcome everywhere right now. So it's been pretty cool.
I love the analogy. Definitely a great analogy, Brandon. I'm an analogy guy, so the prom one, I'm going to steal that for a later episode for sure. I like that.
Yeah,
so you were there at UFC 310. So the UFC kind of has really said nothing to you about future 2025. It's kind of okay.
I know that they don't know what's going. Like they don't know what they're gonna do either.
Yeah.
I feel like. I feel like I read something. I got tagged in something. It was like how Brandon Royval ruined the flyweight division, and it's like I keep beating the up and coming contenders, and Pantoja keeps beating me. So it's just like
Max
I keep.
Holloway.
You're Max Holloway.
You're Max Holloway.
Yeah, 100%. And it's like you know, and like you know, as much as I fucking over here, fucking giving props to Pantoja. I still think I could beat him. Like in my head, it's like I know I could beat that guy. I know I could be the one to do it. I know I have the skill levels to do it. I feel like you know, I've had stress in my last camp or last time I fought him, where it's just like it led to some dumb things and a little bit unorganization, and you know, and I'm not blaming that on the loss. I feel like that was a very from his cornerman and his team. I thought they had such a great game plan, and I was like, and you know, as champions do, he adjusted really well, and I felt like he fought me way different than he's fought any of these guys in the last years. Of just like he didn't go straight for me. He played a lot of countering, led a lot of like pulling back, and he wasn't looking to just go for the kill. He was looking to just try to get by on time, which is
Or respected the danger, you know.
yeah, exactly. And I feel like it's just respecting what I do really well too.
Yeah.
Do you feel like there were specific mistakes that you can pinpoint in that last title loss that you would change if you fought him again?
Yeah, 100%. I fought too precautiously, and that's never been me. I fought like where I was like, I don't want to give up my back. I'm just gonna play it safe right here, and then you know, and that led to control time ultimately. You know, where it's like I play caution to the wind. I gamble, and I feel like he does that too. And it's like I'm willing to play Russian roulette with him every time, and I think I'm about due for a shot going on him, you know.
I think it's interesting. You changed that a lot when you fought Moreno. You gave up your back a ton in that fight, and I think it helped you get back to your feet quite a bit in that fight as well.
Yeah, and like the top between the excuse me, the top 3 guys in the division are like the top 5. Like if you go Tatsuro, Moreno, and Pantoja, they're back riders, you know? So it's like, I thought what I did well in the Moreno fight and what I did well leading up to the Tatsuro fight of just defending, like I worked with a lot of wrestlers and it's like, I'm giving up my back, fighting my hands, and I'm like, no one's taking me down. And then Tatsuro has a jiu-jitsu takedowns and it's like jump back and I'm like, oh, okay. So it's like, I feel like these fights are just adding back up to me getting to Pantoja of like, okay, this time I'm gonna fight him, this time I'm gonna do that. This is the mistake I made in Tatsuro fight. I made this fight way too close by doing the same thing that won me the Moreno fight of just him not being able to take me down because I'm giving up my back, fighting my hands, and he's not jumping it the way these guys are jumping it. But he's a good back rider, so it's like things will work, you know. But it also just like it's not going to work against Pantoja, and it would definitely not, like it wasn't working against Tatsuro either. So it's just like I feel like I'm learning these lessons along the way, ultimately to become the champion.
I love it. Brandon, man, we appreciate you immensely. The number 1 contender in the flyweight division. Hopefully, we'll talk to you in the spring, maybe early summer 2025, when they give you your title shot against Pantoja. We would love to have you back, my man. Appreciate you very much.
I appreciate you guys for having me on. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
Brother. Appreciate you. Brandon Royval right there, the Roy Dog. All right. Elle, you can run.
I'll be back in like 2 minutes.
All right. Talking about someone who doesn't run. This person always runs into the cage and just kicks people's ass. Let's go to transition, man. Do you like that?
Your setups are just elite. They're just elite.
Dude, I try. But this is the one and only, the Savage, UFC record holder. And I might be seeing her next week. And I've been working out nonstop trying to get my win back against Jillian, the Savage Robertson.
You come up with that intro yourself, Dave?
Isn't he just fantastic?
Gee, I've been lifting weights. I've been working on my keeping my neck down. I'm, no rear naked choke this time, all right? Not gonna happen.
I haven't lifted weights in like 4 or 5 years, probably.
What? That's crazy.
So you keep lifting, Dave.
I know. I'll keep lifting and you keep just legitimately becoming more of a badass and actually doing real stuff. And
yeah, it sounds like you're stopping by Jillian's gym.
Maybe,
maybe a little.
Maybe
little
next week. Maybe
mat.
we're gonna shoot some content. I think I'm going down there for karate combat down there on the 19th, and I don't know, maybe some lunch, some brunch. I don't know. There's a lot of opportunities. We'll see.
I love it.
Lunch, brunch, or round 2,
Yeah, or round 2. That too. Remember that fish taco place? How good that was?
It's honestly in Miami. I'm like, there's a million different, like, I feel like food places that are just blow your mind good out here.
How do you don't live close anymore to that fish taco place?
Trying to remember what you're talking about.
The good fish taco place. I don't know. It was a day where Dean's old house was.
I don't know. That's in Port St. Lucie.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so that's about 2 hours north. So that's where I mostly grew up. But my parents still live up there. So I'm like,
right. Okay.
I'll be up there in a couple weeks. But no, I'm in Miami.
Okay. Cool. All right. Yeah, we'll find another fish taco place. All right. Well, I'm not driving 2 hours. All right. We just talked to Brandon Royval. You heard him talk about UFC 310. Pantoja, probably the guy of the night, but Shavkat got a win versus Ian Garry. We really hit on that. The prelims were great. Luque got a win. Chase Hooper got a really good win. A lot of great stuff happened. How much of the show and what's your thoughts on UFC 310?
Honestly, the only way I feel like you can describe how Pantoja fought was just disrespectful. He went in there and just like didn't respect him at all, just fought his game, and I'm like, it was very impressive because of that. It was like he went in there like he was fighting a nobody.
Oh, that's such a good way to look at it, because I'm over here thinking like, it would have been dope for just like kind of a random newcomer coming in and winning. Like, how unprecedented is that? But yeah, you're so right. Pantoja was just like,
exactly.
It was amazing.
No, what a great comment. Nothing more savage than 6 of the 8 is.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about this, G. Like, you're becoming famous.
It is getting the rounds in MMA media.
Like, not many people have tried the 12-6 elbow yet, but here she is, right on the asshole. Oh,
You know, like with me becoming famous, I guess I always wanted to do it through MMA somehow, but I never expected that this was the way. I've had multiple people come up to me and ask me for like fan pictures or autographs and be like, "Yeah, I love that 12-6."
Oh my God, that's so funny. That's so funny. But you know what the best part is? Like they may know you because of that, but then they go back and watch what you've done, and then they're like, "Oh, okay, so that's Jillian Robertson." So at least like it's not just the butt thing.
No, that's still the most impressive part of my career.
Dude, I remember me and G have been talking for so long, and I always remembered you saying like Ronda Rousey, like a people, your family or people that your friends are like, oh, you're doing what Ronda Rousey does. Now people are gonna walk up and be like, oh yeah, this is the one. Jillian's the one that did the 12-6 to the anus. Like this is your thing. Like that,
yeah, people are gonna
you should do it in your IG bio. Put 12-6 to the anus.
Creator of 12-6 anus. Yeah,
exactly. The
you should teach like a BJJ Fanatics tutorial on it. I'd buy it.
Go to.
Yes. Oh,
how do you feel knowing that you know, she came out and was like, "Oh, that was so disrespectful." Like, what did you have to say when it came to that stuff?
So when first that video had me cracking up. I hope her butt medications worked. She said she was on her last day of medication, so I hope they helped.
That's so fucking funny.
What do you even? What's the medication for? Is it pain meds? Is it?
I don't know. She said that she was taking meds for the 12-6 to the asshole.
Her bruised asshole. So she was taking. Yeah.
So I hope the medication.
It's probably ibuprofen.
But
anyway,
I just thought it was ridiculous. I clearly threw like 5 elbows to her thigh right before. One went a little bit more in the center.
Right.
Obviously wasn't intentionally thrown there. Like in the moment, did I get up and I giggled a little bit maybe because I was like, oops.
It's like, how do you not?
Well, and here's my take too. Like that's not intelligent defense. It's your job. Donkey guard, upside down, no submission is not intelligent defense for that position. It's not.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what you're trying to do, like trying to make a scene about it after at this point, you know? It's like, you lost the fight. It is what it is. Me and my boyfriend were talking about it. I'm like, when Priscilla Cachoeira put her thumb, like knuckle deep in my eye, I feel like I almost offended her after. I kept on telling the media, like, you know, it was like in fight. She was kind of fight or flight, trying to make it like a survival decision. And I'm like, I almost tried to defend her. And I'm like, this girl's going after me for something like that. I'm like, whatever. It's a fight.
Yeah.
Things happen.
Yeah.
And also, you would think that, like, not even being funny or joking, like, you haven't been like, hey guys, I'm the master of the 12-6 to the anus. Like, that's not your thing. Like, you haven't been going, why is this girl still talking about it? Like, you would think she would almost like want it. Like, you got 12-6 to the ass and 30-27. Like, you would think that, like, I'm not going to go on a show for a while. Like, why does she keep bringing it up? It's wild.
I will give credit to Angela Hill, though. She did a beautiful job bringing it up.
That was pretty funny. That was pretty funny.
her Rocky video.
The fight that the people want, it's like John Jones and Tom Aspinall and Gillian Robertson versus Angela Hill. You know, it's up there.
I don't know if we're that interested. You know, she's below me now. I'm higher in the rankings, so.
Oh!
Wow. Dude,
that's the energy I'm here for.
Anus, and now she's the most cockiest female on the planet.
Oh, that's the energy I'm here for.
That's all it takes.
Dude.
One butt elbow.
What's your take? All right, back to UFC 310. What was your take on Shavkat and Ian Garry? Like, everyone's been loving Ian Garry since the fight. He took the L, you know, definitely lost that fight, but everyone's been really supportive of Ian Garry's fight against Shavkat.
No, I think it was we talked about it before the fight. I think it was a huge step up for him in general. So I think he did perform well. I almost was not as impressed with Shavkat.
100%.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen better out of him in the past. He didn't make he made like a little bit of a late adjustment to shooting low. Like it seems so easy to him once he did start shooting lower shots, but I'm like he seems so focused for all of 2 rounds just shooting high shots, high shots, high shots. So I'm like just I don't know. I wasn't super impressed with Shavkat's performance.
100%. We all three of us hit on this a lot. Like Chimaev was this boogeyman, and he kept on fighting bigger guys and stepping up. You just saw what he did to Whitaker, and just like we're more impressed than Chimaev than we were back in the day. I wasn't really impressed with Shavkat with Grant Neal. I wasn't really impressed. I know he's winning, and that's all he keeps on winning. He's going to be world champion. So there's got to give it some credit. I'm not super impressed as well.
My devil's advocate to that is we were kind of lower on Chimaev because he didn't have a great performance over Usman. And we've already forgotten about that because of the way he beat Whitaker. What if this is Shavkat's just one bad night and he goes right back to steamroll and Shavkat that we're used to?
That's very logical of you, El. Okay. We're here. We got hot takes over here. We're talking about 12-6 to the anus. Okay, all right. Stop being logical. Okay.
Get out of here with your logic.
Yeah. All that logic.
So that's not what we're here for.
That's not stuff. I'm sorry, guys. I'll say something a little more out of pocket. My bad.
Gotta go with Dave's Cron Gracie pick.
Oh God. I immediately texted Dave. Did he tell you guys while I was in the bathroom? Did he tell you that I immediately texted and I said, 36-year-old Cron Gracie is your pick?
Jillian did the same thing. She's like, are you really doing this?
When I said exactly, it was like Cron Gracie, and then I said Elle's with me on her picks. We had all the same ones.
Yeah, you did.
Everybody was with us on that pick. I think Dave was the only. We were actually pretty similar across the board. I saw a couple people were like back and forth on Duho and Nate, but everybody across the board was the same except for Dave picking Cron Gracie.
So I had a bad take. My first bad take in MMA history.
Oh, I don't know about that.
He had some strong half guard pulls.
Dude. Yeah.
Should that man ever fight in the UFC again? Like,
no.
He's done, right? Has to be done.
Guys.
Poor Aljo and Mosar being on the prelims.
Poor Aljo. Like, that man, like, I feel kind of bad. It's like he's bitching about being on the prelims, which rightfully so, but then he loses. You know? Oof. That's a tough one.
It was a close fight, too. I can understand why the judges gave it to Mosar, but I'm like, definitely a close fight to judge.
It was close. It was close. I did score it for Mosar, but I agree with you. I wouldn't have been, like, completely shocked if it had gone the other way. I thought Mosar won, but it was razor thin. And such beautiful grappling, too. Like, if they wanted a beautiful grappling fight on the main card, it should have been that one, not Cron Gracie pulling guard.
I'm just, and I said this to you guys too, I think before the fight, I'm just not even super into Bryce Mitchell either. Like, he's just like, I'm kind of over it. Like did you hear him rant for 10 minutes about a seatbelt?
Yeah.
He's an odd duck.
I'm still trying to figure out if that's an act or if that's truly him.
No, that's 100%
No,
him.
I've
heard stories about him that I'm not sure I should repeat on this show, but that's 100% him. Like, that's who he is. I don't think he's smart enough to fake it. But I said this, like, I think I was telling Dave last week on the show, like, I don't think Bryce Mitchell's an exciting fighter. I think he's like Sean Strickland. I think he's an interesting personality, but a boring fighter. The most exciting Bryce Mitchell fights are where he gets knocked out. They are.
There's the hot take we know and love.
There you go. I'm back.
She's back. All right. UFC 10. We're putting it to bed. We're moving forward. A couple of things more for you, G, then we'll let you run. UFC Tampa this week, the last UFC in the year. There's the street rumor on the street is that you're going to be there live in the building. What fight are you looking forward to the most? What are you pumped about for UFC Tampa?
There's actually a lot of good, I feel like, a lot of like, I don't know, like, I'm trying to think of like sleeper matchups on the card. A lot of good matchups. Yeah. The co-main event really has me interested. Cub Swanson and Billy Q.
Nice.
It's gonna be good.
always a huge Billy Q fan. I feel like he's just a dog. He's always in there to fight. And then Cub's a legend, you know? So I'm like, I think that fight is going to be fight of the night right there.
Like it. Who wins the main event? Colby Covington as an underdog or Buckley as the favorite?
It's another interesting one, honestly, because I'm like, Covington's just been out for so long. That's the only thing that I'm like, it's like Buckley's on the up and up. You see his last few performances, he's looked really good. And then Covington, his last fight was when?
Yeah,
Leon last summer. Right?
I'm like, it's just, I want to say that it's going to be Buckley's fight, but it's like Colby is just, he's bringing in that vet card, you know? But I think Buckley takes it.
Okay. A couple more for you. It feels like we've been talking about this fight forever, but I would assume as a female strawweight fighter, you love that they moved Ribas and Dern off the Tampa card and they moved it to the first main event, January 14th, UFC Vegas 102, I believe. That's the main event. Like I said, as a female strawweight,
11th,
you know, that's got what?
Is it the 11th?
The 11th. Yes, the 11th. My fault. The 11th. That's got to be really cool that, you know, they get a main event spot and in your division could be one of your next a future opponent.
Oh, so I guess like behind the scenes news, low key. It was supposed to be one of my future opponents, and then of course I can't make the weight cut that fast. So this fight was originally supposed to be on UFC Tampa this weekend.
Yeah.
I believe Dern couldn't show up. They offered it to me for this weekend. And unfortunately, that's not a possibility. Then they offered it for me for the 11th too, and I'm like, it's too close of a turnaround for me from my last. It's 8 weeks from my last fight, so I'm like, it's just too close of a turnaround. So I'm like, it was a possibility for me, but I'm like, I just
would you have got? Was it you versus Ribas in the main event? It was the main event spot.
We weren't offered the main event initially, but then after we denied it, Mick texted Dean and said that could have been you guys.
Damn. But you know what? Like, that's so cool that like they clearly have high hopes for you and like where they want to take you. Like that must feel awesome. That must feel great.
It does. It's just I feel like now I've been offered two, like my last main event opportunity I was offered to was on short notice kind of, and I'm like, I've just been offered these big opportunities that I haven't been able to take physically.
Yeah, right.
And it's frustrating for me.
Yeah.
I feel like the winner of this very well could be your next opponent. Is there a one or the other that you would rather fight? I know which one I would rather see you fight personally, but I'd love to hear it from you.
No, I'd fight either one regardless. It doesn't matter to me. I wouldn't expect them to be my next opponent necessarily, but maybe the one after that, you know? Right. I feel like my next opponent is probably going to be around maybe like March, April, and I wouldn't expect one of those girls to be ready by then.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I think that my opponent after that, though, like my, I guess, second next opponent is probably going to be one of them.
I like it. Okay.
The answer is I'd rather see you fight Dern, by the way. I just want to see the grappling. I want to see it.
There we go. Question from actually Christopher J right here goes, Jillian, how much time do you actually need between fights?
I've been on like a 6-month schedule that's worked pretty good for me right now. At 115, it's just like the cut's not easy for me, and it hasn't been getting easier. So until we really can get that figured out 100%, then we're not. I can't fight more than that.
Yeah, it's safe. It's smart.
Yeah, for sure. Another nice cool comment. They said, what do you think about you and Jazz could headline a Canadian fight night?
We should. We're the ones who've been holding it up for Canada recently. Me and Jasmine, when we fought in Canada, we were both on the same card last time. We were the only two who had the wins. All the guys lost.
Yeah.
And then even last time in Canada, I think her and one other Canadian were the only two who had wins. So I think we're really holding it up for Canada right now.
I like it.
Her next fight's in Saudi Arabia, right?
Yeah, Myra
Making
Silva.
Yeah,
That's
making
an
history.
interesting matchup too.
Very cool. Last one for you, G, unless Elle and Maddie has anything else for you, is they announced on UFC 312, February 8th, Sydney, Australia, co-main event. Wei Li, strawweight champion, will put her title on the line. Someone that you told me you trained with before out there in Las Vegas, and Tatiana Suarez. What do you think of that matchup? Who do you see winning?
I do think it's Tatiana's fight, honestly.
Let's go. Me too.
I think that Wei Li, her biggest holes are in her grappling, are on the grappling side, and I think Tatiana's gonna be able to capitalize on that. But that being said, when Tatiana fought Nina Ansaroff or Nina Nunes, she was able to maintain the distance very well, and Tatiana was having a lot of trouble get in on her shots. So if Wei Li's able to do that, it could go her way, but I think Tatiana's going to be able to take it.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Girl, anything else, Maddie? Elle?
Spot on. I love that. Are you going to ask the Christmas question, Dave?
Oh, sure. So, Jillian, what do you want? What's the number one thing that you want personally for Christmas this year?
I don't know. I have no idea. I never want anything. I like giving. I don't like getting.
That's awesome. But yeah, I know. I was like, I don't even know how to answer this.
Yeah, I'm like, I haven't even thought of what I wanted.
I guess I'm a selfish, horrible person. I'm sorry. I know exactly what I want. I'm done.
What do you want?
Huh?
What do you want?
Sean has the answer for Jillian.
There we go.
That's it.
Maybe cement, white and blue Jordan 4s. Maybe, I don't know. Size 13.
Size 13.
I got an answer for you when you finally care what I want for Christmas, but it's fine.
Oh, Elle, real quick before Jillian leaves, what would you want for Christmas, Elle Dawson?
Laser hair removal. I actually know. I've never wanted a Christmas or birthday present. Gray asks me every year. It's like, what do you want? I'm like, I don't know. I don't really need anything. I want some freaking laser hair removal.
Dude, 10 out of 10 recommend.
Yeah, you have it?
When you do that, it's gone forever?
Forever.
How long?
Touch it up.
It's
but like,
several treatments, but once the treatment's done, yeah, it's supposed to last a very long time.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I need in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I can't comment.
I've been keeping it in. Dave asked everybody but me.
I think I knew it. That's why. Deep down in my soul, I knew it was going to be a horrible answer, guys. All right. The one and only Jillian Savage Robertson. Look out for some special content coming up next week. Maybe we'll see. We'll see.
Cool.
Round two.
Yes.
Round two. G.
Exactly. Keep lifting them weights, Dave.
Oh my God.
I will. I'll see you then. Later.
Bye, G.
Wait. No one's. This is the real answer. There you go, Sean.
I think we have more than Dave does.
Dude, no one has more than me. I'm in the Guinness Book of Records for having the most Grant Dawson cards ever. This guy.
You need to figure out how many cards there are and get one of each. I really want to.
Dude, I can't. There's some of them are so expensive. I got kids, Elle. I can't do it.
Not that I don't think he's valuable. I just.
You think the cards are going to go up or going to go down?
Oh, they're going to go up.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. It's a long-term investment, Dave. You need to buy them now while they're $1,500. That's cheap for what they're going to be.
I couldn't believe it. I sent him the picture that one card's worth $1,500. Wow.
That's crazy.
Is that the most expensive one?
Yeah. This just popped in my recommendation. Was that Jillian Robertson? Yeah.
It was.
No Chill MMA. That was Jillian Robertson every week at 2 p.m., bro.
That's
nice to meet you, No Chill. I don't know. I love the comment people, but then sometimes I get so angry at them. I don't know why. I love them.
I know.
I love these guys.
About
We've had a good day in the comment section.
I might. All right. We haven't talked about UFC Tampa. I think Jillian was floating in another universe. So it was some hot takes there, some good takes. Welcome to the show, No Chill. There you go. Christian is our correspondent in there. I love that. What do you guys think of the main event? Is there any there? To me, the main card we talked about off air. Elle, did you send in your picks, by the way? I don't think
I
you
have not yet.
We're trying to get the
decide.
artwork done today.
Okay. I'm doing it. I'm so on the fence. I'll send it.
All right. What do you guys think of this card? You guys like the main event? Don't like the main event? Is there a fight on the main card or prelims you like more? What? Talk to us, Maddie.
Well, I mean, I'm in the boat of I'm over Colby Covington. I think, like I'm over this guy. I want him to get out of the way. I do have Buckley winning. I think I'm just praying to God that Buckley is able to be the dynamic, fun, kind of out-of-pocket fighter that we've known to love. But I think if Covington comes with the game plan of I'm just going to suffocate him, it's going to end up being a very boring main event. And he's just going to be a wet towel on Buckley because you don't want to let Buckley open up, Mm-hmm. So I think there's recipe for a boring main event. I just hope that Buckley is able to knock this motherfucker out and make it a little more exciting. Yeah.
I respect that. There you go, Maddie. Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah.
Maybe make a TikTok on it. I don't know. A tiki-talk.
We'll see. A tiki-talkie.
A tiki-talkie.
Elle, same question.
I like this prelim card, guys. I love Miles Johns. I'm a big fan of Miles Johns. I'm actually really disappointed we did not get to see him fight previously. I think he'll do well against Felipe Lima, but I think Felipe Lima is a really, really exciting guy. Sean, I have not been kicked off betting bananas. I don't have time. And my picks were solid last week. I was like 4 for 5. Okay. Calm down. Sean Woodson, moving on. Calm down, Sean. Sean Woodson versus Fernando Padilla on the prelims is a fun ass fight.
Yeah.
Like that is just a fan's dream. And then immediately following that, we have Joel Alvarez fighting Drakkar Klose.
What?
Like the prelims, solid. The prelim card is solid. And I honestly am more excited about those 3 fights than I am most of the cards on the main card. I am really excited to see Bruno Silva fight Manel Kopp. I think Manel Kopp is pretty boring. Bruno Silva, never boring. Had a fantastic, very short fight with Cody Durden. Incredible knockout between 2 ATT guys. Love Bruno. Super pumped for that as well.
I also like the Jacoby versus Petrino fight too. That's gonna be awesome.
That's gonna be fun too. It's got a lot of like G said, it's got a lot of sleepers, and this co-main between Cub and Billy Q is gonna be fun too. I don't think either of them are at the point where they are gonna be at the top of the division again, but they're both still really good and really fun. So I'm just excited. I think this is just a fun fight. Yes, Manel Kopp is boring.
Why is he boring?
I find him boring. He is one of those guys that I think people didn't realize he was boring until he fought Makayev, and it wasn't just Makayev's fault that fight was boring. Like he has finishing ability, but if you really pay attention, I feel like he's boring until he finishes. In my opinion, that's a hot take as well. I don't find him super exciting. I thought his fight with Felipe Dos Santos, like he can dominate, but I just don't find him that exciting personally. It's not my favorite.
Cap has a shot in the flyweight division. We just talked to Brandon Royval. Do you think if Cap wins, they will want to try to match that up maybe as a future number 1 contendership? What do you think is Cap's cap?
Cap's cap. Let me pull up the rankings and I will let you know.
Not my first rodeo, Maddie. Put me in the radio chair.
Cap's cap. I just don't think he'll make it there. I don't think he'll get. I think what Royval was saying, like a lot of those guys, they just don't quite break it.
I think Kopp has a bad habit of losing the really important fights. I have him winning this one because it's not like do or die situation. And I think Kopp kind of excels when the pressure's a little off of him. But when it comes to those big fights, he just doesn't seem to show up and show out. So I don't see him climbing very far.
Yeah.
And this is, I agree with you. And I 100% agree with Huevos here. He doesn't throw volume. Like, it's exciting in bursts, but it's not exciting overall, like an MVP fight.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there are exciting pockets, but the overall fight is a lot of waiting.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't, I agree with you, Maddie. I think he drops the ball against these tougher guys. And I think part of that is because he has a problem with waiting to counter.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think you can do that against somebody who can out grapple you. I don't think he gets past. And honestly, everybody's been talking about Asu Almabayev. He's a sleeper in the flyweight division right now. Super talented. I don't think he gets past guys like him and Tatsuro. And honestly, and then he gets to the really high level strikers like Kai Kara France, who put on a lot of volume. I don't see it. I don't see him getting through those top 5-6 guys.
Yeah.
So I just don't think he'll get there. But unless they need him to, like we had Ursig, I think was ranked somewhere between 7 and 9 when he fought Pantoja.
8. Yeah.
It was between 7 and 9.
Yeah.
Not wrong.
You know why 6 is afraid of 7?
7, 8, 9, Dave. I had a dad too. Don't worry.
That's my new joke, dude. I kill on the streets of Port Orange with that joke, dude.
On the streets of Port Orange.
My God.
Every 6-year-old.
Take this man's microphone away.
All right. Maddie, are you ready to peel back the headlines? Are you ready to give us some entertaining stuff?
Let's fucking go. Topuria considering vacating the belt to move up to lightweight. Hot motherfucking take. He spoke to a Spanish radio outlet and he was very candid about what he wants next for himself. He even spelled it out for us, saying he wants to fight Oliveira since Islam already booked with Sarukian. And when asked blatantly, hey, does this mean you're going to vacate your title? He nodded yes, following up with maybe there's a change coming. I hate this.
Me too.
Hate it.
100%.
Hate it. Hate it. This is a man who is
he's 27.
Too confident. He is reeking of too much confidence. Like, you are the champion, and that's wonderful. You need to defend your home. You need to protect the belt. You need to just do that, okay? This is a man who thinks he can't lose. That's dangerous. You can't just go to a different division and expect to fucking run through everybody.
Dave is everyone's cringy uncle.
Love that. Love that.
Maddie, I'm with you. Let me propose an alternative. Hopefully, I hope this is what the case is, because Topuria does tend to say some pretty wild stuff. And the reason why we're cool with it is because he keeps on winning, right?
Mm-hmm.
And winning in ridiculous fashion. Maybe he's not actually planning to do this, because does it really make any sense? Because he's such a superstar that if he defended his title one more time, especially against a Diego Lopez, then he could get an immediate title shot at lightweight. Why would he vacate his belt to go fight for not a title? So
I totally agree. But I think if this is true, I think we're seeing a man think that he is invincible. That he's been winning so much that nobody can touch him. I can even go to another division and take your belt whenever I want. Like, it's a guy that thinks he's untouchable, and that's dangerous.
I think this is a more strategic move than that. I think this is I can say this because if I don't actually do it, I can blame the UFC. Like, we can just not talk about it again, because right now it's an overwhelming amount of attention. Have you noticed every time we kind of stop talking about him for a little bit, he does an interview like this? He's always kind of been like this. Like, he's always had like a really big headline come out, but not a like a John Jones type headline when we haven't talked about John Jones in a while. Like a very clean headline comes out about Ilya when we haven't been talking about him much. And we've kind of stopped talking about him, not because he's not still amazing, but because he hasn't fought. Like, we have very short-term memory in MMA. Yeah, and I feel like this is just a way, maybe like Huevo said, maybe he is legit having issues making weight. I was going to say it might be that, But I don't think it's that. I think this is just a media grab. I think this is an attention grab. And then when it never happens again, we'll just all assume, okay, the UFC would shut that down. They're like, no, dude, you're going to defend your title a few more times. And then it sets up him eventually going to lightweight after if he beats Diego, if he beats Movsar, then the UFC is going to be like, oh, shoot, who's next? Like, who do we have for this guy now? And Max is already at lightweight. And, you know, which he obviously just finished Max, but like, I feel like that's when it makes sense for them to set up that lightweight fight for Ilya. But I don't think this is actually happening. I think this is just an attention grab.
The double champ thing should happen once in a blue moon. And when it does, it's like, oh, wow. Volkanovski defeated everyone in the weight division, defeated the number one guy, Max, 3 times. You know, kind of a bigger featherweight, was a humongous guy. And when that fight happened the first time, guys, it was epic. Like, you ready for this one? We watch everything. We talk about everything. I don't remember the co-main event of that card. Like, Volkanovski, Makhachev won. That's all you needed. It was so big and so cool. Like, if Ilya does this, like, he's not in that space yet. Like, remember when O'Malley talked about it? Like, guys, you need to do it for 3-4 years. And then it's like, okay, we are begging for the time to move up and do that. Like, even Dreykus put that up there. Remember when he won, he threw up Pierre? Like, no, like, clean out your division. Like, multiple years. I want to see it 5 to 7 title defenses against the best guys, a couple rematches. Then if you're that guy, move up, and it's humongous. When you do it too much, it's like, like, who cares? Like, we've seen it.
Yeah, it's not as special anymore.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
No, I know. Guys, him at 155, the matchups, Poirier, Grant Dawson, Michael Chandler, Oliveira. It's insane. Like, you'll see insane, but just we don't need it.
Right.
Like,
there's nothing wrong with being the king of one division. Like, there's nothing wrong with that.
I agree with that too, Maddie.
And I'll be honest, this might be a hot take, but I think Diego Lopez is a bigger fight for him, especially in Spain. 2 Spanish speakers that are both superstars right now in Spain. I think that's a bigger matchup for him than a lot of lightweights are right now.
I'm so here for that fight. That's gonna be awesome.
And I think I respect that opinion about Spain for sure, El. I think the best fight in the featherweight division is Ilya versus Movsar. I think that's the fight. I think Movsar beat Diego Lopez. I've seen Diego lose in the UFC. Movsar's 18-0, and you ready for this one? People might not like it. That's Ilya, a great striker. It's like, can he beat the grappler? Can he beat the wrestler? Can he beat this guy? I just think it's this new, like, mysterious thing. 2 undefeated guys we just saw with Shavkat and Ian Garry. How cool is that? Ilya's undefeated. Movsar's undefeated. That's the fight.
No, I don't disagree with you. I think the fans are wrong, but I think they're more excited about the Lopez fight. I think they should be more excited about the Movsar fight. I agree with you. And here's the thing, too, that we're forgetting about. Aljo lost his 1 fight at featherweight. Aljo is still a force, and he's still going to beat 90% of people, 99% of people in that division, in my opinion. So there's still an opportunity for that fight to happen. Aljo is absolutely able to fight his way up those rankings. So there are too many fights available to Ilya for him to act like he's Volk right now. Back to what you were saying, Dave.
Yeah.
Pretty good one.
Because he's Georgian. That's funny.
Pretty good. I think this is about me. I'm not too sure.
No, he said.
No, he's talking about Christian M.
He said, I want to see Dustin versus Topuria, is what Christian said.
You crazy Christian.
And Dave's like, I think this is about me. Oh my gosh.
Okay. All right.
Oh my
Any other entertainment news?
Yeah. So let's talk about Merab. He doesn't believe his altercation with a fan at UFC 310 was an accident. Did you guys catch that video of him having a little tussle with a supposed fan? Well, Merab is saying no, that was not a fan. He's calling foul on the whole situation, claiming that the person who accosted him as he walked backstage is actually a teammate and friend of his upcoming opponent, Umar. The video is kind of insane that Merab put together. Did you see it at all?
Yeah. I have not.
So basically, the altercation happened. Merab was able to find photos of this guy, and he is with a bunch of moments with Umar. So he's clearly a friend of Umar, and he thinks, he was put there for a reason. I think Merab, dude, settle down.
I think he's 100% probably right.
Oh, he's probably 110% right. But stop getting so fired up.
Yeah,
people in the crowd.
Maddie, I couldn't agree with you more on this.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Merab is out of control. He is literally out of control. We put the championship on him, and he is a maniac.
Literally,
I know this is
Umar was probably yo, get in the crowd and fuck with him immediately because it's gonna work.
I think that's fair. Yeah, he's letting it get to him way too much.
Yeah,
this might be a hot take. You can't fight with the fans. One, fans, us, we pay for everything. We are in the crowd. We pay money. We are the reason why fans buy pay-per-views. The reason why UFC is successful because of fans. So I love us some fans. I love fans. And just with you as a fighter, it's even more, I get more on a pedestal than a basketball player or a football player, or because it's what you train to do is fight. You look so frowned upon when you fight fans. I think it's a low fruit. It's just,
low hanging fruit. Yeah.
It's unfortunate that the fans of this sport, it's not that they act worse necessarily, because I've seen some pretty ridiculous football fans too. It's that they have so much access to the athletes. You can be an ass at an NFL game, but you're not getting anywhere close to physically being able to touch one of those players.
Yeah.
I think there's a little bit for how nuts MMA fans are. I think there's a little bit too much overlap sometimes at events. Depending on the event and the arena and where it is. Obviously, stuff like that doesn't happen a whole lot at the Apex because it's a really small building.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of security.
When I went to the card in, oh my gosh, Atlantic City. Yeah, Atlantic City. It's I was nowhere near the runway, but I walked right over. That's funny. I walked right over and watched them, walk down and gave everybody high fives. You can get really close even if you're not sitting there.
Yeah. Oh,
it's
a lot of overlap.
The co-main event of UFC 3, 11, and 12. We're talking about Merab a little bit. I love it so much. It's Merab's the champion. Umar's been this guy for 2-3 years, undefeated, going through the division. I love giving that person the title shot. Same thing with Weili, UFC 312. She's been the champ forever. I know she lost it, but won it back. She's the best in the division for the last 4 or 5 years. Tatiana's been
she's
the one in the division, undefeated, going through. I love both those co-main events a lot. They're new matchups. We've never seen them. I think they did it right. They could have done Merab and Jan. They could have done Merab and Sugar. They could have done Weili and other they picked the right 2 matchups in both fights.
I mean, there's not a whole lot else there's more options for Merab than there are for Weili. At this point, I don't really know who else you would give Weili.
Yeah. Who? I honestly don't know. Maddie, is there any other entertainment news?
There is not. I didn't find anything else entertaining.
I got one for us.
Okay.
Could be a great one. Dude, I know exactly who that is, Sean.
I have no idea who that is.
She's a wrestler. A wrestler.
Oh, I like that.
I think it's a very nice comment. It's a compliment.
Sean's usually nice to me.
Dude, Sean loves you. Okay. Sean loves some L. Dawson.
Jordan Grace.
Yes.
Dang. Girl is stacked. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I do not look like that. I would love to, though. Holy crap.
Yeah. She's a
girl is a unit.
Yeah. Very popular professional wrestler. All right. Tui is going to jail. Is this happening right now? Is Jay-Z going to jail? What is going on, Maddie? Give us the gossip here.
Wait, you said Jay-Z?
Yeah, isn't Jay-Z going to jail? Tui, everyone.
Hawk Tua. I thought you said
Ellen
Tui,
DeGeneres
as in Tui Vasa, and I was like,
Paris?
what did I miss? What are you talking about?
You're the entertainment woman. Jay-Z. You're the queen of entertainment.
Listen, Jay-Z is in a shit ton of trouble. I'm telling you right now.
I thought he only had 99 problems, but his bitch ain't one.
And apparently a 13-year-old, because what's going down. Oh, Elle hasn't heard.
I don't follow pop culture.
Oh.
You know that every reaction
Right.
I had to this is going to be genuine.
So
I know this is why I love Maddie on it.
you know the whole P. Diddy allegations, right?
Yes.
Okay, so dozens upon dozens of allegations are coming out. Now, Jay-Z is getting roped into it because a woman is coming forward saying at the age of 13, she was physically assaulted by Jay-Z and P. Diddy at an after party, raped, the whole shebang. I haven't dove too much into it because personally, I have a hard time reading stories like that, so I just don't. But from what I've heard is she waited a very long time to talk about it because of bribe money, NDAs. Excuse me. I was about to be so dirty, but I just don't feel like it. I'm good. I'm good.
Wait, say it one more time for us.
No, I can't. I can't. Huevos, go away. You're making me blush.
Dude,
but,
he's been amazing. Hey, DM us too. DM us on IG or Facebook. We'll send you a free card. There you go.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
this guy.
And I'll put a little hot tool on that thing.
Oh, I hated that so much.
Anyway,
How did she get into the MMA space?
Back to sexual allegations. What?
How did the Haktui girl get in our combat sports space? That's what I don't understand.
Wait, I don't know what you're referring to.
She put Haktui on that thing, but now she's like with Jake Paul, and she's going to boxing shows and MMA shows. She's at Karate Combat.
You know how it
Gotta
is.
ride the fame for as long as she can.
But like, you know how it is with these low level shows. Like they're trying to get personalities in there. They're trying to get people to watch. Oh, you heard me.
She was at Karate Combat, so a low level show.
I'm just kidding. Low business shows. That's all I'm saying. But anyway,
it's not about the fights, it's about the celebrities.
It's about the people in the seats, and that yeah, exactly. But are you referring to her troubles with Bitcoin?
Oh yeah. She is done.
She's
She's getting cooked.
So what I've seen, again, I didn't really look too much into it. My pop culture is not doing so hot. But she started a Bitcoin, sold it, and then all of the investors sold right away, which tanks the Bitcoin. So everybody loses money or something like that. But it's incredibly illegal. So she could be seeing, court time, jail time if it goes that serious. What I think happened was the investors pulled a fast one on her and,
that's what happened with Chimaev, right?
Used her name and that happened to Chimaev?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
What happened to
Chimaev and Bitcoin was a big thing with him too.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
I thought his only troubles was with the Chechen guy. Chechen.
No. He's got a lot of troubles.
Poor guy.
Damn.
Dude, no. Not poor guy. Chimaev.
He's up to something.
He's a scumbag.
Here's the thing with the Chechen dictator. I do think that they own some people. And I don't think that's like that part. I don't think is entirely always their fault.
I think
you sign up for one of those shows.
Own people too, El.
I'm saying you sign up for one of their shows. They say, hey, we're gonna pay your way. We're gonna pay for your training. Blah blah blah. And then you do it and you fight for them and they pay you a ridiculous amount of money for what should be a regional show. And then they go, oh, by the way, you literally work for us now. We own you or we will take all your money away. That is kind of how it's rumored. I don't know if that's what happened to Chimaev, but I know that it's a different world. It's a different world over there. What's that?
I have more news.
Oh,
give it to us. Let's go, man.
I feel like this is just a gossip episode.
We got 10 minutes.
No, this is not gossip. I'm speechless. This is good stuff. This is Levine family stuff. We have just signed officially our first kickboxing gym It is happening.
Woo!
We are opening a gym. We are opening Turbo Kickboxing Academy in Rhode Island. Holy shit. This is crazy.
So Maddie's never moving to Florida.
I don't think so. But if all goes well, we'll be able to afford a beach house vacation in Florida.
Let's go.
Holy shit.
That'll be
Congratulations,
snowbirds. Snowbirds
Oh my
next year.
God. Dude, I am speechless. I've never obviously owned a business, so this is going to be a whirlwind. But holy crap, this is going to be great. I'm so excited.
Speech.
I mean, there's no speech to be made here. I'm shitting myself and throwing up at the same time. That's my speech.
It's going to be great.
That's my speech.
You guys are going to do awesome.
You and Ross are great people. You guys are great leaders, and just be yourself and you'll be super successful.
Yeah. So if you are in, thank you, Christian. If you are, dude, we're all killing it. Elle's got
It's
a
a
house.
good year for the Fight Bananas crew.
You know, Dave's still got great hair. Like things are going really well.
It hasn't fallen out yet.
Yeah, things are going really well.
Go ahead. I made a TikTok, and the light with the hair, dude, my hair is it's very gray. It's getting there. It's getting there.
But it's still solid. Like it's.
Can I ask you guys a serious question? Should I ever dye the hair? Because if I do it once, then I always have to do it, or just be natural?
No, just become a
guys that dye their hair. Stop. Don't do it. Stop.
Robin Black does it.
Stop. Fucking stop. He looks like an idiot.
You can really tell though.
Like, I love Robin Black as a human being, but sir, put the dye down. Put it down.
Jesus, Maddie shitted on Karate Combat. Now Robin Black. What a
Karate. I don't want to shit on Karate
Combat.
Robin.
Robin's a great dude.
My husband was their champion for several years. I love Karate Combat.
Dude.
But Dave, to answer your question, the salt and pepper look is working for you. Just become a silver fox.
Thank you.
Don't touch the hair dye.
1000%.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
But yes, anyway, if you are in the New England area, a new kickboxing gym is coming. So very excited. Very, very excited.
Hawk to a kickboxing academy.
No. How did you know?
Turbo. How did you know?
They do call it a silver fox. Yes. I call my husband a silver fox all the time. He's getting, honestly, between us three and everybody watching, he's turning white.
That's a good thing. That's good.
He's turning white.
Why is that a good thing?
I think
it's just
easier than gray, right?
It's a clean look, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. No,
I really don't mind it.
I don't know.
Ross is a very handsome man. Very handsome.
Oh my God, we didn't even talk about how he got hit in the face with a hockey puck over the weekend.
We did on Sunday.
We did on Sunday.
Yeah,
I actually watched that part. That was the only part I saw.
Showed me after the show. That was
he
after.
Has like a serious gash on his nose.
Right. Ross Levine, by the way, is a Karate Combat wizard, a kickboxing king.
There we go.
Alex Pereira wears Ross Levine pajamas at night. Okay.
I love that. Actually, he gave Ross very high kudos the last time they trained together. So that was cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was cool.
Dude, I'm not telling guys.
How many Celsius is today, Maddie?
Zero.
She's
but two
all
cups
natural.
of coffee.
2 cups of coffee.
Elle, you really do have big muscles, Elle.
It's all the food, guys. They're not big. I'm just soft.
You want to see soft? I'll show you soft.
So, guys, I do need both of you guys have been in the combat space inside a ring or a cage before. So, literally on the 19th, next Thursday, I'm going down there, going to the goat shed. Me versus Jillian Robertson 2 is happening. I need some advice. Should I fly in these? Should I do a Masvidal?
Absolutely.
Okay. There we go.
Are you gonna put last time?
Get taken down.
You didn't put on gloves. You didn't put on shin pads. Like put on gloves. Put on put on a helmet and really.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. If you wear headgear, it's easier. Sometimes it's easier to get choked in headgear. It's definitely easier to get guillotined because it's really hard
good
to
at that, guys. She's good at choking people. I don't want it.
Literally what she is the best at. So,
so I'm not wearing it. I'll take a punch. Okay. But I think the cage is bigger. I think when we start, I can do
run away
Yeah.
and jab. You have long arms.
Thank you. Look at this.
Oh Lord.
You ready for this one? So this is funny. You guys will love this. So I write with my right hand. I throw a baseball with my right. I'm a right-hand guy. When I fight, I'm southpaw.
Okay, nice. I like that.
Are you actually, or did you just like do it for so long that now it feels weird to be orthodox?
I don't know. I just when I box in Port Orange, Florida, in the streets of Port Orange, I just go southpaw.
I just imagine Port Orange being like the most, which I know I've been there, but it's like I feel like it's just the most suburban, nice, quiet place ever, and I just imagine Dave out in his like sweatsuit.
Oh my God.
Shadow boxing on the street.
Oh, come on, Sean.
Yeah, you at least got to last longer this time.
No. We are just all about America. Everything outside the country can stick it.
No.
I don't know. There's some good
We
stuff.
follow the major outlets.
Yeah.
I mean, there's lots of international fighters in the UFC. We literally talked about, probably 30 of them today.
We had a busy day. It is true. It is true.
It is true.
Still love him though.
UFC and PFL only strictly. That's all Christian follows. That's it.
Guys, I think we're done today. I think that's it.
Solid.
Okay.
This was an interesting show. I have a lot of news headlines to look up now.
Yeah, you do. You really do.
I need to stay. How do you stay up to date on like MMA news and pop culture? I guess you work for a radio station. So.
Yeah, it was kind of my job to. The only reason I know entertainment is because of my job. Like I wouldn't give a shit otherwise.
It's fair.
Yeah,
I don't follow any celebrities that aren't athletes.
In 30 minutes after our show, the great James Lynch will be interviewing Joshua Van right here on this very channel. So make sure you sub the channel. Josh Van could be a future #1 contender in the flyweight division.
Absolutely. Very talented.
Fighter. Really good fighter. All right, last thing. We are leaving, folks. Right? Colby Covington or Buckley? Who do you got?
Buckley.
Maddie Levine, Covington or Buckley? Who do you got?
Buckley.
I have Colby Covington.
You fuck.
You can see our staff picks when we drop it, when Elle Dawson gives us her pick so we can finish the
I'll do it right now.
Okay. So there we go. Next week, guys, is our final show of the year. I think we will recap UFC Tampa after Colby Covington wins a unanimous decision win. Then we will also pick our fighter of the year, fight of the year, newcomer of the year, female fighter of the year, submission award winner of the year, all that and more.
Love it.
Before you go, Elle, when is your next fight?
I don't know. Who knows?
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Colby by decision or Buckley by knockout?
That's 100% the pick.
Yep.
Those are the only two outcomes.
1000%.
Maddie Levine, congratulations in all seriousness. That's awesome. We talked about it off air. Very happy for you. That is amazing news. Great news. Elle, what do you want for Christmas again?
Laser hair removal.
Baby.
Buy your girl a gift card.
Yeah.
Send it my way.
Is it expensive? Is it an expensive thing?
Yeah, I think it's pretty
Yeah.
expensive. Yeah.
It is?
Worth it though.
I'm joking. Don't actually buy me laser hair removal. I will slowly.
Maddie, throw me a mid number. Is it worth hundreds?
400.
Thousands. Like
400.
For everything that I want laser hair removed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like armpits were like 450, 500. Yeah.
It's pricey.
Oh, imagine down south.
Worth it. No shaving ever again.
Yeah.
All of that sounds great.
Anyway, I got a piece so bad. Like,
all right, we're leaving. See you guys later. Guys, appreciate it. See you guys next Tuesday.